Welcome to my shoulder mobility class where we're going to do some of my favorite exercises to improve your posture and your shoulder mobility. If you have a long foam roller like this, it's going to come in handy. We're going to do a couple of exercises to start using that roller. If you don't have one, you can just fast forward through the video until we get to the part where we're not using the roller. If you want, you can play some of your own music in the background to make this a little bit more enjoyable, but this is going to be a guided class where you can follow along with me and do the exercises together. Let's get to it. We're going to start out lying on our back on the roller. You want to make sure that your head is supported by the roller. So start pretty low and then adjust as needed, but you're at least going to want your tailbone on the roller and then your head is supported. So if your head is hanging off, it is not going to be comfortable. If you have a short roller and you want to modify by putting some pillows or a yoga block underneath your head to support, as long as your upper back and head are supported, that's going to be perfect. You're going to bring your arms directly overhead and then reach your shoulders forward. So kind of like you're reaching towards the ceiling. Now you're going to pull your shoulders back, thinking about bringing them like behind you and into your back pocket like this. Straighten up and then bring them back. We're going to do this 10 times. So we'll go 8, 7, 6. You should feel this massage in between the spine and the shoulder blade, that muscle right there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we'll have neutral shoulders here, so you're not reaching up, you're not pulling back, nice and neutral. And then you're going to bring your hands by your side like a T, just like this. Your hands do not have to touch the ground. Just go as far as you need to feel a little bit of a stretch back here in the pecs, but comfortably be able to return to the start position. So same thing, we'll do 10, just like this for 10. Try to keep your low back flat on the roller as well. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Now this one, you definitely want your low back flat on the roller. Starting in the same position, you're going to reach your arms overhead until you feel a little bit of a stretch. This time it's probably going to be in the lats. So right around here, you're going to feel a stretch. Don't reach back so far that your low back comes off the roller. Press your low back into the roller as much as you can. So you can even think about engaging your core here to help make that happen. And we'll do 10 of these as well. These are my 3 favorite exercises that I use a roller for. I do these before most of my upper body workouts. And then if I'm doing it on a day like today, where it's basically a rest day and I'm doing a little active rest or active recovery, these are my go-tos. So we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good. Rest now. You're just going to comfortably slide off the roller. We're still going to use it, but if you're somebody who had to fast forward to this point because you don't have a roller, you can use a pillow, a blanket. If you have yoga equipment, you can use a bolster. Basically, I want you to lie on your left side, so your left hip, and then bring your right knee, the inside of your right knee, onto the roller like this. And you can use a pillow or a blanket, anything to prop your knee up, just so it's not lying on the floor like this. We're going to keep our pelvis square with the side wall if there's a wall here. That way, as opposed to like right now, my right hip is pointing towards the floor. You want both of your hips facing in front of you. My left arm is to the side and in front of me with my palm up. I'm going to bring my right hand directly on top of my left. We're going to do some open books. So reach your right arm up and behind you. Same thing here as that T exercise we did on the roller. You're only going to go as far as you can or as far as you need to feel a stretch in your right chest, your right pec, and then comfortably be able to bring your hand back to the start position. It's going to look different on everybody, but everyone's going to be feeling the same thing. So if this was a group class with 10 people, all 10 people are going to get to a different range of motion, but we're all going to feel the same thing in that range of motion. So we'll do 10 together here, just like this. 10, 9, 8. And as you go, you might get a little bit more range of motion each time. That's great. If not, that's okay too. We got 5, 4, last 2, last 1. Now we're going to switch sides. I'll just flip like this so you can continue to see my front. Same thing. Now the left knee goes over the roller. Right hand is out in front and to the side. Left hand goes on top. I'm actually going to scooch back so my hand is actually on my mat here. And then we'll do 10 of these. Same thing on the left side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we're going to come on to our stomach so we can get this roller out of the way here. Again, these are exercises that I do very often. These I call forehead to W. You're going to lie on your stomach with your head just off the floor, and you're going to bring your hands like this in front of your forehead, and then you're going to make this W shape by reaching your arms up and back like this. So we're going to go here and here. I'll actually switch positions so you can maybe see a little bit better. At least this way you've seen an angle in 2 ways. So we'll do 10 of these as well. When you do this, when you bring your hands back, you really want to think about pinching the muscles between your spine and shoulder blades together, or even like pinching your shoulder blades together. So we'll do 10 of these, forehead to W and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. You should be feeling that. That's a good amount of effort. You're really activating those muscles. You're activating your rhomboids, squeezing them together at the top. So those were forehead to W. Now we're going to do a W to a Y. So the W position is the same. The Y position is just extending your arms out like this, both at the same time. I'll show you one, and then we'll do them together. And I think this is a good angle for this, so I'm just going to hang out here. So W to Y, and then back to W. This is challenging because you're keeping those muscles in your upper back engaged the entire time that you're reaching forward and back, and you're having your arms never coming down. So you're keeping that arm up off the floor the entire time. So it's a super active exercise. Simple, but challenging, if that makes any sense. With a lot of mobility type things, they're like simple when I explain it. Sounds easy. If it's written down on paper, sounds easy, but doing it is actually pretty challenging. So 10 of these, W to Y, back to W for 10, 9, 8, and I like to look at the floor when I'm doing these. 7, this kind of bothers my neck a bit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now another one, same muscles, upper back muscles, you're really going to engage them. This time your forehead is going to be touching the floor, so hopefully the mic doesn't get distorted here, but I really do want to give you this exercise because it's a great exercise. I don't want to skip it just because the mic might distort it, so hopefully not. So bear with me. If so, I think you'll still be able to hear me, if nothing else. And you're going to interlace your fingers and put them on the top of your head. And then lift your elbows off the ground. So I call them elbow lifts. So interlace the fingers on the top of your head just in case this gets distorted, and then you're gonna lift your elbows off the floor and then bring them back to the start position. We'll do these for 10 as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Now that I think of it, my mouth was closer to the mic, so it may have even been a little bit louder, but hopefully you still got the gist. These, another exercise I do all the time. It's a thoracic rotation with a lift off. I think everybody can benefit from these. In a perfect world, you're going to be in this position. If this is a difficult position for you, as far as the tops of your feet being down and being on your like butt to my heels, this is ideal. So this is the position for the exercise. If this is not doable for you, you can actually come up to this position here. I'll show you the exercise. The issue with it being done like this is we have a tendency, and not knowingly, like unknowingly, we cheat through the movement a little bit more. Or maybe in better terms, if you're like this, you're able to isolate the thoracic spine a little bit more. So I do like this variation better, but you start here with your forearms on the ground. I'm going to reach my right hand to the back of my head. I'm going to rotate through my upper back and then bring my right hand off of my head. And then I'm going to bring my hand back down to my head and go back to the start position. Before we get started, one thing I want you to think about, when you bring your hand off of your head, don't flex your hand like this. Think about there being a string on your wrist and you're pulling your hand off of your head like this. So do this, not this. All right, it's a minor adjustment, but it goes a long way. Just make sure you're not pulling your hand off like this. Really use that muscle. Think about using the muscle, again, in between the spine and shoulder blade to make that movement happen. We'll do 10 of these on each side. So rotate, bring the hand off, bring it back to your head, come back to the start for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Switching sides, of course. And again, you can always work your way up to sitting on your feet like this. Even when I'm doing this, it is a little bit tight. So if this is something that you struggle with, maybe practice this movement every once in a while, maybe a couple times a week. Go into this position and try to lean forward to take some of that pressure off. And then as you get stronger, you can lean back and put some more pressure on it. But if this is something you are not used to, the more you lean forward and even take your butt off of your heels, the easier, the less stressful it's going to be. So do the best you can. If you have some yoga blocks, you could even try using yoga blocks to support yourself. My light went out here, so just bear with me. Cool. Left side, 10 reps. On the forearms, left hand behind the head, rotate, bring the hand off, and down for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Release those feet. Have a seat on your butt. Maybe just roll the ankles out if you were in that position. Again, it might be a little uncomfortable. So stay seated on your butt, cross your legs if you can. If this is uncomfortable right off the bat, if you already know you're somebody who can't do this, you can do this exercise standing, but B, if you do want to give it a try seated, because it is more difficult, you do get more out of it seated. You can sit on a pillow, a blanket, a yoga block, anything that will elevate your hips to be, or your butt to be higher than your hips. So if you're sitting up like this on something, it's going to be a little bit easier. I'm going to show you the exercise in two different ways. I'll show you actually from the back first, because my hands are going to be going behind me, so I want you to see it. But I don't want to be counting and doing it with you, not looking at you. So I'll demonstrate it right now for you. This is what it's going to look like. And you're going to try to get your hand that goes back as far up your back as possible, but there's no certain or specific like height that it has to get to. As long as you're reaching up there, that's going to be perfectly fine. And then your other hand is touching the back of your head. If you can get your hand to your neck, that's cool too. But you don't have to force it. Just this movement pattern and range of motion is great for shoulder mobility and posture. So that's the movement. It's going to look different, while I'm facing you, but I think it's more appropriate and more fun if I'm looking at you instead of having you look at my back during what I like to consider an online class. So chest up, and then we're going to go, just place your hands, left hand behind your head, right hand to your low back, and then we'll start from here. So now we'll go for 10 of these, just 10, just like this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Rest. Shake them out. And we're going to do 10 more. So left hand to the back of the head, right hand to the low back, and go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Release your legs. Give them a little shake. We got one more exercise. We're going to go back into that cross leg position. So give your legs a shake. You can even like roll out your ankles just to break up that seated position a little bit. This next one's a good one. It's pretty challenging. It's doable. I think it's pretty accessible for most people, but it's difficult. Again, simple, but challenging. So cross the legs. I'll demonstrate it a couple of reps, and then I'll count you through. So what I want you to do is you're going to bring your hands out to your side and make a fist. And then I want you to reach out to the side wall. So you can see it's this very small movement. Like, see how my upper body adjusts when I reach? Think that you have a couple of friends who have ropes. Oh, my light went out again. So bear with me here. This is the downfall of having a sensor LED light in my garage gym. Think that there's a rope tied to each of your wrists, and you have friends that are trying to like stretch you out to stretch as far as you can, right? So we're here and we're stretching, and then you're going to bring your thumbs up and turn them towards the wall behind you. So we're reaching towards the side and our thumbs are going back. Now you're going to pulse your arms behind you like this. And then this is another one. You're using the muscles in between your spine and your shoulder blades, and so those are the muscles that we're strengthening. And then the muscles, your pecs, your chest muscles are going to feel a stretch. So at first, you might not have a lot of range of motion, but the stronger you get those small muscles in your upper back, then the more range of motion you'll get, the more of a stretch that you're going to feel. So you don't have to force it. You don't have to like go super crazy, but it's really important that you get this like reach out and then this pulse back. And so when I pulse, I'm going to use my muscles to bring my arms back, but I'm going to have this rebounding effect to bring my arms forward. So it's going to look like this. It's not going to look like this. So right now, I'm using my muscles to bring it forward and back. You just want to use your muscles to bring it back and then let it rebound forward. We're going to do 20 of these. They're going to be tough, but we're in this together. Everybody who's watching this, we're in this together. Reach your arms out, turn the thumbs, and pulse for 20. So 20, 19, 18, keep reaching, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Your back might be fired up right now. 7, 6, 5. Mine is 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Shake them out. Whew. Yeah. You maybe just like roll your shoulders back and then roll them forward. It's crazy. Such like a simple movement. Really, really gets you. Same exact exercise, but this time we're going to reach the arms up to this little Y. So thumbs back, reach, and then pulse for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You might feel this in your traps a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. So this one's kind of hitting the traps with the arms overhead. It hits a couple different muscles. If you need to pause the video, take a break, pause the video. We're going to do one more set with the arms like lower and by the side instead of in the actual T position. This is the last 20 reps. This has been some solid work. I know it can be challenging. So you can pause the video. Maybe I'm stalling right now so you don't have to pause the video. Or maybe I'm stalling because I need a little bit of a rest myself. So bring the hands a little bit lower towards the floor, thumbs back, reach, and go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Sit back, release the legs, give them a shake, maybe roll out your neck, or even do some shoulder circles. Short and sweet, very good exercise to strengthen the muscles in the shoulders, in the upper back, to improve your mobility, to improve your posture. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful, if you had fun, if you learned something, please do me a favor, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of these exercises or more of these types of videos, leave me a comment, let me know that you enjoyed it, like it, subscribe to my channel. The more feedback you can give me, the more it helps me know that you're enjoying what I'm putting out there, and it also helps other people view my stuff so I can continue to help more people. If you made it this far, thank you very much for doing my class with me. Thank you for participating. Thank you for trying something new. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next time.